everybody.
Hi there.
Hello, welcome. I see some new faces. I'm Maura Sharkey Prem of the Sharkey Voice Studio. Maybe if I could get your names and introduce yourselves. We have, is it Kale?
Kyle. It's like, yeah, it's pronounced like as if Kyle, but just written in a different way. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Kyle. And we have, I'm just looking at the name tag, Olya?
Olya, yes, very good.
Very good, nice to meet you too. And may I ask how you heard about this session?
Through Lasha Pohoretsky. I'm in the Vita choir.
Fantastic.
I didn't make it last week, sorry. I should have given you some notice, but
not a problem. I'm
changed.
holding every Saturday at 3 p.m. So
Great, thanks.
yes, well, welcome. And I know people will join the room as we go along. So I'm going to get started. And just so you know, this is being live streamed on the Sharkey Voice Studio Facebook page. So, but everyone will see me, because how this works is obviously we can't sing together because the technology doesn't allow us to do that. There's too much latency, right? So how I've been doing this is I mute everybody's mics and you sing along, kind of like when you're singing along with the radio, but you can see what I'm doing. And this way you get to see each other here in your in the gallery. So it's just a nice way to stay connected. So it feels like you're really part of a group, as if we were doing this in studio. So this is why I hold it through Zoom instead. So welcome. And I see a former student of mine is in this as well. So she'll be joining us shortly with her video. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. So welcome. And for those who are watching this on the live stream, welcome. So this is just a 20-minute vocal warm-up. And I'm doing this because I just feel like we just need to stay connected and we just need to let out some endorphins so we feel better while we're self-isolating during this crazy time, and just make some music together. First of all, I want to send a big thank you to MacEwan University's Conservatory of Music for also advertising this on their media platform as well. So thank you very much. So without further ado, I've only got 20 minutes. So first of all, I'm sitting at a keyboard. So I will stand a little bit if I can. But if you are standing, I'm just going to ask you to just get your body going, because vocalizing does require some we have to get a body scan. So do some gentle rotations, some stretches as well. Just check in with the neck, check in with the body. There you go. Awesome. Good. And while you're doing that, I want you just to make some noise. So just make some, oops, and I'll just mute all your mics. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I'm gonna mute all your mics and let's just make some noise like you're chewing on something, like something's really delicious. So we're just playing with your levels. So if you're a lower registration, obviously your register is much lower. But for Kyle, if you can move into your head voice every so often, you can do that as well. Good. So what we're doing is we're just activating our respiratory system, okay? And we're just trying to improve our vocal fold closure by just making noise. So now what we're going to get you to do is we're going to wake up that soft palate a little bit. So I'm going to ask you to take a nice yawn. Oh, you're going to feel you're going to feel the air moving off the soft palate. Oh, and I'm going to ask you to make a snort like a pig. So why am I doing that? We're trying to get the air moving off the soft palate. So you're going to feel that loft. And I want you to start and snap it an incipient sneeze like this. Without the chew part. Again, you're feeling the air off that soft palate, or the velum, it's also called. Good. So we're just doing that was soft palate awareness. So you have that tall pharyngeal space in the back. Awesome. So we're going to move forward. We've just woken up our body. We've just made some noise. So now I'm just going to get you to glide in 2 octaves. So I'm going to start you here. And if it's too low, you can sing it octave higher. If it's too high, sing it lower. But I'm going to start you here on the C. So just on an octave glide like this. Ooh. For Kyle, if it's lower. Ooh. In your register, obviously. Let's try that together. We're going to move our way up. So again, we're just getting our vocal folds moving. Here we go. Ooh. Good breath. Ooh. hootie. Think of a tall space in the back. Feel open in your core. Again. If it's too high, drop it down the octave. Good. So those were just some octave glides. Now we're going to do some movement through a scale. We're going to use the vowels E and A. And so we're going from a lateral vowel to a rounded vowel. So the lateral vowel is the E and the rounded vowel is the A. And what we're going to strive for is a stable jaw. Okay. And we're going to do this. We'll do it this way. And then we'll descend. So you're going to move between the vowels E and A like this. E, A, E, A, E, A, E, A. Take a breath. So if you're a lower register voice, you're down there. So so make sure you take a good breath for this one. The goal is to keep the jaw stable. So we shouldn't see a lot of this, any of that kind of over movement. Okay. So here we go. So let the tongue do the work. Let the tongue say the vowels for you. Big breath. Once again. One more. Good breath. Tall breath. Good. So we're just waking up the voice. We're moving through the register. Awesome. So let's move forward. We're going to do some what we call rhythmic vitality. And this exercise, I'm giving full credit, obviously, to a colleague of mine because I like to borrow exercises. I never claim them as my own because I'm constantly watching other master teachers and borrowing and sharing them with my students. So some of these exercises will come from a book called Unleashing the Expressive Resonant Voice by Kim Taiswana. And this is in an exercise she calls rhythmic vitality or the rap artist, which is really fun. What it is just some staccatos or onsets. And this is for vocal fold, keeping the vocal folds adducted or closed, okay? So we're gonna do this. We're gonna work down. We're gonna work down a scale and we're going to use the vowels E, A, and A. And you'll use an aspirate. So an aspirate means like an H sound, he, like you would when you're laughing. So you're gonna really engage your core like you would if you were laughing. So it goes like this. He, for lower register voices. He, So there's staccato onset. So our goal is to keep the vocal folds adducted or closed. They're zipped up. Here we go. Good breath. And why she calls it the rap artist, sorry guys, because she has this video where she demonstrates where the body is moving. So she kind of has like these little motions, like very gangster style. So the singer is keeping their vocal line in motion while they're doing this physicality. So feel free to go do your gangster style moves as you're singing this. Here we go. Awesome, Olya. And really use that chord. Again. Really engage your core. space you need. We're probably getting to the top. Fantastic. For those of you who are not familiar with my voice type, I'm a mezzo soprano, and I've been training as an I've trained as an operatic soloist, but my studio is a hybrid studio. So I do a lot of work also in the contemporary commercial music. So if I'm using this operatic sound, it's just where I trained. But if I'm singing in a lower register, I can manipulate my voice to sound like I'm sort of male identifying in its sound. So that's just a little bit about me. Awesome. So now that you got your core going and we've been adducting your vocal folds, let's move forward. We're going to do another we're going to do another staccato exercise, but now we're going to open up your register. So we're going to use an arpeggio. And an arpeggio is a broken chord. It's kind of very harp-like. So here's what we're going to do. We'll start you a little lower this time. So we're going to use, we'll sing it on a ooh, and I might change the vowels as we go up. So this is what I'm looking for. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I'm also adding a glide on top of that. So I'll do it again. And then a glide. Da, da. So again, I'm going to stand up. So you're going to use that core. Sorry for the noise in the background. Here we go. Starting here. And really glide. Try to an ah. And again. Back to ooh. Again. One more time. Good. I'm seeing lots of space here. Fantastic. So now that we've done some onsets, you should be feeling a little more warmed up. I'm going to take you through some vowel tracking, and we're going to sing the vowels. We're going to do this one. Excuse me. So we're going to do something with agility this time. And staccatos, okay? So it's an ascending, descending scale. Oopsie. With those staccatos at the end. And we're going to sing 3 different vowels: ni, nay, and na. Again, this comes from Unleashing the Expressive Resonant Voice by Kim and Swanet. So it goes like this. Ni, nay, na. So that's in my chest voice. I'll do it again. Ni, nay, na. Let's give it a go. So we're starting a little low. This is on the B3 or B4 for the ladies. Ni, nay, na. Ni, nay, na. I'm crossing over to my head voice. And again. Looking good, everybody. Using your core. One more time. So that's a great exercise to combine legato, meaning connected singing, and staccato. Fantastic. Everyone's doing well? Keeping up with me? Great. Good. So now we're going to move on. Excuse me. So now I'm going to take you through another agility exercise. And this is one I like to use with all my students. They all know this one. And it's for your flexibility, agility, and for stamina. And it's one you hear quite often if you're singing in a choir group and they're doing a warm up, and it goes like this. So we move up in arpeggio, we turn around, and then we have a descending scale. And we do that in one breath. So let's try to a nice, happy, easy vowel oo. And I like oo because it allows us an easier tilt in our larynx for one, rather than an ah. Ooh is just a nice safe vowel, what they would call probably a semi-occluded vocal tract. So you have this tiny position here in the front, but lots of space in the back. So when you take your breath, guys, you know you have a high note coming, make a space for it. So when you take a breath, think of that pre-on that we started, right? Or that snort, just so you can get that loft going. So when you start, breathe for the high note, not this note. So if I'm doing it, I already have space for that upper note. Make sense? Some might call it a stimulus breath. So if you were really excited, if you took a breath in, there would be the sense of excitement, right? I can see Kayo doing it. Fantastic. So when you take your breath, think of that, oh my gosh, that excited inhalation, right? Rather than a slow one. So if you took a breath as if you were really mad, you'd probably breathe in through your nose. It'd be a little different than a really ecstatic breath. So here we go. We'll start it with an oo. Take a good breath. 1 and 2. Big breath. One more. Good. So as we're moving forward, getting closer to the end of our exercises, I want to do another one with you. And this one's an agility exercise as well. This one's a little trickier, so I hope you're up for it. And it starts at the top of your register and it works her way down. And we sing 3 vowels. We sing ah, o, e. So it's for flexibility, stamina, and agility. Yeah, all in one breath. So it goes like this. And again, I'm in my head voice. So my head voice is my mode 2. So it's very hooty. For the male or male identifying singer, you will be still in your mode 1, or you could be in a voce finta. So it might be a little lighter. We'll see. So it goes like this. So it goes away, sorry, away, 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 and so forth. Okay, so you have to really tank up. Now, what if you need to, you can get your body involved to help you keep your thoracic cavity open. So sometimes I tell my singers to put their arms up or lunge. I'm sitting at the keyboard, so it's a little hard for me to stand with you. But if you're feeling you're running out of air, or you're coming to the end of the phrase, just bring your arms up so you can keep your thoracic cavity open and you can keep your sternum tall so you're not going to collapse the body at the end of your phrase. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to try to take a much bigger breath. We're going to go quick. So there for the ladies, the men. 1, 2, ready, go. Phew, let's try it again. Did you make that one breath? Let's try it again. That's a very long one. And you can keep going if you want. Fantastic. So before we sign off, I'm going to give you a cool down. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. So if you forgot, oh my gosh, yes, I should just use my body. So now we're going to do a cool down. So whenever you warm up and you've been singing a lot, you've been doing some performing, don't forget to do a vocal cool down. like you would after a workout, an actual physical workout. So something I like to use with my students, again, I talked about the semi-occluded vocal tract. So one of these things, Dr. Ingo Tietze, he's the leading voice scientist here, world's leading voice scientist. And one of the things he recommends is using a straw. And I'm sorry, it's plastic, but that's all I've got right now. So for the ladies, probably a much more narrow diameter straw would be better because it's kind of mimicking the size. I mean, not literally, but the size of the female larynx. Whereas in the fellows, we'll probably use a diameter that's a little bigger. So you can use something like this, and you can do a cool down by gliding and making noise through the straw like this. Now, if you don't have a straw handy, you can also use a hum, an M, or an N. So I'm going to show that, and we're going to do it together like this. Oh, Olia's going to go get her straw. So you're going to do this. For the men. So just do some descending glides with me. Here we go. You can also use the word hung, an NG. Hung. Hung. Or with your straw. So you can use that. You could also use it in your warm-up, but I didn't do that today. So just do those. So I hope you enjoyed this quick 20-minute session. I'm holding this. Thank you. I'm holding it every Saturday at 3 p.m. This is Mountain Daylight Time. And then I have this on Zoom so we can all see each other because it just feels like we're more connected that way than me just singing into a camera. And this way I get to know you a little bit better. If you have any questions or if you have any requests about any kind of specific exercises that address a specific vocal issue, just send me a message here on my Facebook page or at the sharkeyvoicestudio.com and just drop me a line. But thank you so much, everybody. And before we sign off, we all just say goodbye because I just think it's so hilarious and I'm just going to turn on all your mics because it'd be so nice to be able to hear everybody's voice. So if I could say goodbye to all, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Olia.
Yeah, see you next week.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.